As we get ready for church, we've got babies coming in from about every direction. You can see we've got several at the feeder, but we have several more coming in. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 right there. And then look over here. TC's come in here. TC's the only buck, but it's come in, but he's come in and taken over the prime spot, you'll notice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's actually 8 does and fawns out there. Look at that. That's a pretty rascal right there. That is a nice buck. He lost his horns December 30 last year. One of y'all let me know, and I'm sure you're exactly right. Something spooked him, and he runs off there a little bit. He won't go very far. I got up fairly close, but I don't think I spooked him. Maybe Benelli made a sudden movement. She's laying down right here beside me. She's sure good around the deer. You can see there are several. Yes, there are. We're getting ready to go to church here. Had 9/10 of an inch of rain while we were gone working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And now we're back at the ranch for a few days. Enjoying. That's what we're enjoying right there. We're enjoying our babies. They're pretty spooky, and enjoying that big boy. I love to watch them run, don't y'all? Unless some deer hunting, no, I don't love to watch them run. Isn't he pretty? Isn't he pretty? What a buck. What a dandy. Antlers in the woods. Look at there, baby. Did you see that doe rear up? Mm-hmm. That doe rear up on the other doe? They're aggressive. CTC standing back there. So Chris and I head off for church. A lot of her babies are up here. They're a little afraid of the car. Those are wild deer. Those aren't deer. None of them have tags in them. They're not any deer not any deer that's been born in a pen. All of those are wild deer. You can see they're a little bit wild. There comes big TC coming up through the middle of them, honey. See him? Mm-hmm. He's not wild. Alrighty, I gotta get on over here and get Chris's glasses. Ready to go to church, baby?
My glasses.
Your glasses, that's right. Get her glasses and get her wheels out of the truck. And then we're gonna get on to a great Sunday morning at Midway Hills Baptist. Oh, what a shot that is right there. Looky there, looky there. Looky there, look at all those turkeys in strut. Not there. There, look at that. The whole bunch of them in strut. Spring is sprung, they think. Look at that. I think those are all jakes. But they think they're big boy, 1 or 2 hens there. So the rut has started for the turkeys. You can see as they go out through there. They're moving across the creek. Maybe perhaps because of me, and then also because that bunch of hens that come through on this other side that I was looking at first. But look at all that bunch of turkeys, that bunch of hens, and there's a bunch of gobblers there also. I think most of them are jakes. I didn't really get a good look. They were facing the other way, but I did see a couple of short beards in there. But look at that, honey. That's really something in it. Look at they're going back up in strut now. They moved over there with them, and they'll spend a good portion of their day up in strutting around. And putting on a show for the girls. They put on a show for me too. That's really nice. I love it. Look at those fans coming up as they walk down through there. They're pretty good ways off right now, but you still see the fans coming up. There's 7 or 8 birds all in strut when it first came up. Spectacular. Spectacular. I want you to look at that. Look at there, baby. Look at those ditches. Here we are, Sunday, February 4th. Driving on the county road, going down to our gate, going by my neighbor's properties over here. And keep in mind what I said, Colleen, look at all those blackbirds. 4 and 20 blackbirds. You make a blackbird pie there, couldn't you? Look at all those blackbirds. But look how green it is. It started turning green in the last day or two. Look at all the blackbirds. Look at all the blackbirds. Oh my goodness. Blackbirds everywhere. Oh, they're around the feeder. That's blackbirds. That's a lot of blackbirds. Yeah, buddy. Fire a few shots out there and you can have blackbirds for a month. They're way off on out there too. They're all over. Getting a little free lunch, eating seeds off the hay and eating feed out of the deer troughs. That's some good looking stock right there, I'm telling you. But look how green it is. That's exactly what I was talking about, is how green it is. It's just absolutely turning green the first week in February. It doesn't make sense. It just absolutely doesn't make sense. That's exactly what's happening. No doubt about that. Now, I don't know that it'll stay green, but I guess it will. I mean, it's getting green now. I didn't notice this morning. Of course, we've been gone for 4 or 5 days. We got back in the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning, really. But I didn't notice it getting green at our house, but I'm sure it is. I mean, we're here within a couple of miles of our front gate. So look at that ditch. Look at that ditch out there, how green that ditch is getting. And then you look on up there. Look, the fields are getting green. Just absolutely incredible. Look how that green that's getting. And the sun just now popped out. We had 9/10 of an inch of rain at our house. Apache got 7/10 at his, which is a couple of miles up right by the front gate, so he can guard the gate. But well, you just look at that, how green it's getting. Isn't that great? Spring is time to sprung, honey. Spring is sprung. Spring is sprung. Spring is sprung. The grass is riz. I wonder where the flowers is. Nice, isn't it? Huh? Look how green those fields are getting. I love it. Look how dark those clouds are coming in. That rain is swinging around from the north. It's the back side. It's swinging back. It came in from the south, but now it's coming in from the north. So some of that stuff right there, that rain we're looking at up there, might just get on down there where we are. I sure hope so. I guess we'll find out this afternoon for sure. Turning green. That's a gorgeous doe right there. It is a doe. Now we got one little buck out there that's got one spike. I don't know if he lost the other spike or what. But that's a beautiful doe, and she travels by herself, which is very unusual for deer. A lot of times when they're by themselves, they're sick, and the other deer just somehow know to not get around them. Something God has built into them. But this deer here is big and beautiful and fat. Now looking at the top of her head there, I don't see any place where any antlers were, so it's definitely not a buck that's lost its horns. It's just a big, beautiful, fat doe. My Nellie walked out. But Nellie walked out and scared her a little bit, but she's coming around a lot by herself now. She may have had a fawn that the coyotes fell prey to the coyotes. Coyotes need to fall prey to deer. I'm sure there's been instances where does, and she goes running off because of Benelli. She's pretty wild, but look how fat and big she is. She's beautiful. And hopefully she's bred to one of those big giant bucks that we watch every week. Stop back behind that tree. You can just barely see her. She's a beauty. Yes, she is. Well, I can see that all the big girls got out there this morning, and they are probably trying to get the lid off that feeder. But we've got bolts in it now. Plus I have a strap across it. And hopefully we have solved that problem. The lid is on. It's hard to get the lid off and on when you do that because you can't just take a latch off. We've just not been able to find a latch. Those big cows would not tear up. But they are liking it around the house where the feed is and where the rye is planted. But it's not here for them, it's for the deer. But what do we do about that? I don't know what we do about that. But anyway, they sure are big old girls. They are pretty animals, no doubt about it. But they're just not quite as lovable. I don't guess. That's white-tailed deer. I don't know. That one's preening on her little calf a little bit, though, isn't she? Pretty nice, I gotta admit. Golly, they're big. Holy moly. Well, I guess they're just kind of hanging around, waiting on the feeder to go off again. 5 big old girls. A lot of good eating right there. A lot of good eating right there. Oh, it must have just gone off. They got a little excited. I guess maybe that other one was just pushing that one out of the way. Those are young ones, a couple of young ones, and one older one there. Running around with Mama. This morning has been pretty much an elk morning. But there's a mama and her pretty good sized child there. Both those deer, really nice size, but one of them is the younger one of the two. Well, maybe not. And maybe it's just 2 does. You can see that the elk finally got that open. And I ran them off actually earlier this morning. There's 4 or 5 of them out there. And they finally got it open and ate about half of the deal full. We just have to get that fixed where they won't be able to get into it. I probably need to call down to Texas Hunter, see if they can devise me a lid somehow that will not. That's an old feeder. I've had it for several years. It's working great, which is what you want it to do. It's got a solar charger on it. You can see there on the front. So batteries last a long time. I have put a new battery in it, but they last a long time because that solar channel, they stay up all the time. So they don't ever get down in the depleted condition, so the heat or the cold will knock them out. But the elk just managed to get that lid up. I don't know how they did that. We had actually a bolt through there, and I guess the elk finally got that bolt pushed out. She knows where to push and emptied that feeder again, which is terrible. That's an awful lot of feed going there. But the elk love that South Fresh deer food just as much as the deer do. And so we don't see a lot of deer out there this morning because the elk have been robbing the feeder, and they learn when it goes off, and they're there, and they're just a lot bigger animal. And well, something scared that girl. Totally wild deer. Deers weren't born in the pen or anything. She didn't go far though, and she'll be back to find whatever she can that the elk left. But she's a pretty girl. She is a pretty girl. Goodness, every time I look out, there's different babies. You can see that Apache has made another effort there on securing that feeder. You see the deer laying down out there. That's special. To me, that means that they're totally safe. They look at this area as a sanctuary area. They feel great about it. That's mamas and babies out there. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Some of them are behind the trees there, but see the deer laying down. He's facing the other direction, laying down out there, and just absolutely 100% safe and calm here around the feeders. And the feeder probably just went off again. And that one down there, well, there's actually I see a nose underneath that feeder. See that nose feeding underneath that? So there's at least 5. Well, I see another deer out there. There's at least 6 out there. I see another deer that looks like she just stood up or just getting ready to lay down 1. There was a nose right under there eating, and 3 there. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 deer out there at least. Could be another 2. I think they're all mamas and babies. But that's precious. That's precious right there. It's definitely what I love is you see different deer come by and throughout the day on their feeding patterns. And these deer kind of know about this thing going off in the middle of the afternoon. We have it set where it goes off several times a day. And hopefully keep those elk out of that Texas Hunter feeder. Got to do that. We need to put bigger latches on so we can put bigger clips on that they can't get off. I think that'll solve it. Might see if they'll get me some bigger latches. Hey guys and girls, that'll wrap up this week at the Eagle. We've had a lot of fun with the deer. The elk's giving us a pain in the fanny here this week, eating up all of our South Fresh deer food. But we've had a great time out here. The weather's been spectacular. Look at that lake back there behind me. I'm telling you, spectacular. We're having 70-degree days, 65-degree day today, which is a pretty nice day. And I'm working out on the road quite a bit right now. When I need to be fishing, I'm working out on the road. We got a lot of fishing ahead of us. And I've got an upcoming appearance coming up here pretty quickly. It'll be at Eagles Landing in Atlanta, Friday night, February 16th. Be sure to be there, guys. It's going to be a wonderful evening. Y'all have fun now. And remember, I sure do love you.